Hey, yo, 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 what's up, what's up, what's up? It's your girl, Neek, and you're tuned in to Neek at Night. Child, I was getting myself together. I was pouring me some grape juice and whatnot, getting ready for this live, and I forgot that y'all was waiting on me, so I feel so bad. Shout out to y'all in the chat already, but tonight we're going to talk about a couple of topics that I have seen going on around the internet, okay? This video right here has been making its waves, and it is of a woman who's having a discussion with a guy on the Crew Seasons podcast, and she is talking about how she would not prefer to cut off one of her male best friends just for the sake of a relationship. Then there was a response. We're also going to be talking about this video that kind of made its waves like 2 weeks ago or so about submission.
I come from a Caribbean household too, and it's interesting because I never liked that.
Who is dating Cam Newton, and she was like giving her thoughts of how she is submissive, okay? So we're going to talk about these two things, and we're going to get on in. Hey, Night Owls. Hey, chat. While we wait for everybody to come on in, I'm going to play the short intro, and then I'll be back. Hey, what's up? It's your girl, Neek, and you're tuned in to Neek at Night. If this is your first time here, over here, we are the Night Owls. If you have not hit that subscribe button, I want you to go ahead and do that right now. This is a channel where I talk about celebrity news and gossip and give my opinion on trending stories. But just know, keep in mind that over here, this is an acquired taste. You know what I'm saying? This ain't for everybody. So, you know, proceed with caution. But, you know, still hit that subscribe button. Anyways. All right, so hopefully y'all hit that subscribe button as y'all came on in, and we're going to talk about this. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is about this conversation that was had about if a woman should cut off her male best friends for the sake of a new relationship. Now, before I play it, I want to know what you guys think. Would you cut off your male best friends that has been in your life for 20 plus years for the hopes of this new relationship to work out? Let me know what you guys think, yes or no, as I play it right now.
Friends for 13 years. I consider him a brother. I have a male friend. We've been best friends for 13 years. I consider him a brother. I'm not going to end the friendship for you. That's how I feel. So it's important that they meet each other. They, you know, establish some type of friendship, but I'm not.
So what if you meet this dude? You meet this dude that you're talking about, and he meets your friend. Y'all go out, y'all do y'all little thing, whatever, and he come back to you, hey, I don't fuck with dude. I think dude a snake. You know what I'm saying? Then what you do? You really like dude, but this been your partner. What you do?
I mean, I'm gonna give him the option. If this is a deal breaker, then let me know.
And if it's a deal breaker, you gonna leave?
Because that's my brother. Like, I know, I see y'all.
But your brother will put that thing on you. No. That's what he thinking.
No, because there have been opportunities for him to do it, and it has not gone to that point.
All right. So far, she's saying, listen, this is my friend of 13 years. That is literally my brother. And we've been in situations to where it could have happened. It never happened. And that would be a hard, you know, situation to just give up on a relationship in the hopes of this new a friendship in the hopes of this new relationship. So they go on to talk about this a little further. And then a woman had a response to it. And her response was quite interesting.
So what you saying is it was opportunities, like you just said.
I'm just saying, like in high school, before the friendship kept growing, there were opportunities for that.
So that tells a man that he likes you. Even after all these years, he still like you.
No.
And you know, men don't listen to nothing. she's not saying that he liked her. She's not saying that they tried it. She's saying that they've been in situations, maybe they slept over in the same setting, maybe or whatever, and it didn't happen. I have friendships like that as well, to where I literally have a friend who I've known for about 20 years now, and we have like spent the night in the same, house or whatever as adults, and it ain't happened. Like, I'm not trying to hump him, he not trying to hump me. And what she means by it's opportunities, meaning they've been in places where it could have went down and it didn't. But men don't listen. They just, that mean he like you. No, that mean that they were in situations where it could have happened and it didn't happen.
That's what that tells a man. Any man.
No.
It's a ton of men.
The boundaries were set. That's all it tells me, is that the boundaries were set. He's
still waiting on sad day, emotional day. When you complain about Chris ain't doing shit, you gonna come over and Pee Wee gonna be like, girl, I got you. Okay. And then he gonna be eating that ass, and now I don't know why we did this. That's how women act.
All
so
women?
You 99.999. Who we missing? Eve?
There have been opportunities for him to do it, and it has not gone to that point.
So what you saying is it was opportunities, like you just said.
I'm just saying, like in high school, before the friendship kept growing, there were opportunities for that.
So that tells a man that he likes you.
How does, it's interesting. It's always interesting to hear men logic. And it's like, how does a person saying there was opportunities for something to go down, but it didn't go down, how does that translate into he like you? How does that translate from it was opportunities to happen, it didn't happen? How does that translate into, oh, that means he likes you? Anyways, so there was a female who decided to respond to this, and her response to this, she felt as though if you are going to date with a purpose and you are dating for a husband, then you should be able to eliminate any relationship that he does not like. And if you aren't ready to do that, then you ain't ready for your husband. And I said, well, honey child, baby, let me tell you, I'm not ready for no husband, because it's friendships that last way longer than these relationships. And why would I eliminate a person in my life who I can call in my time of need, who has been there for me, just for the sake of a relationship possibly working out? It's like, if you have a friend that you have for a long time, y'all never had any type of hanky-panky go on, then I don't see what the problem is. Now, if it's a situation where it's somebody where y'all crossed the line, it happened, and then you claim, I don't like him like that, or it only happened once, or then those type of situations I understand. But if it's a situation to where y'all been knowing each other 13 years, 15 years, 20 years, y'all never been intimate with each other, y'all been platonic friends, then no. Like, why would I end my friendship with somebody who's been there for me through all of my life challenges for... It's crazy.
And a woman was...
So this is this girl's response to it. One second.
Hey, y'all. So I'm watching this podcast, and a woman was interviewed being asked if her boyfriend doesn't like her male best friend, what would she do? Essentially, she said that, the male best friend is like her brother. So she's not giving him up, and the boyfriend can go. Now, that's strange for a few reasons. One, if you're dating with a purpose, so with the intention of marrying one day, why would you risk or give up your future on a friendship? Doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. Two, I don't care how many nicknames you give that man.
All right. So she said, why would you give up your future for a friendship? And my question is, are you guys going into relationships where you don't have any friends? Because I feel like those are the types of situations to where it's a little bit more toxic, because how do you don't have a buffer or a breather from each other, and you're only emotionally dependent on this one person, and you don't have a village to help you get through life's challenges. So are people going into relationships where they just don't have no friends at all? Is that healthy to y'all? I don't know.
He's not your brother. And 3, if a man said the exact same thing to his long-term girlfriend, I don't care how you feel or what you think. If you don't like my female best friend, you can go hit the road. Every female would literally be lining up to say how he's, a terrible guy, red flags, run away. They're clearly not platonic. What's the difference?
All right. Let me listen to what she said one more time before I give.
Hey, y'all. So I'm watching this podcast, and a woman was interviewed being asked if her boyfriend doesn't like her male best friend, what would she do? Essentially, she said that, the male best friend is like her brother. So she's not giving him up, and the boyfriend can go. Now, that's strange for a few reasons. One, if you're dating with a purpose, so with the intention of marrying one day, why would you risk or give up your future on a friendship? Doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. 2, I don't care how many nicknames you give that man, he's not your brother. And 3, if a man said the exact same thing to his long-term girlfriend, I don't care how you feel or what you think. If you don't like my female best friend, you can go hit the road. Every female would literally be lining up to say how he's, a terrible guy, red flags, run away. They're clearly not platonic. What's the difference?
I don't know, because I've dated guys who have had long-term female friends, and you can tell if you go around somebody, you can tell if it's just platonic. Like I was dating a guy who he had a long-term friend from high school who's a female. She has her own man and she's in her own relationship, but they're really good friends. Like, no, like you can tell like if somebody brushing up on your man or have intentions to have something else more or something like that. There are people who do have platonic friendships. Now, in the comments of this post, somebody has said, hold up. Hold up. Okay, I can't find it, but anyways, so we'll move on because I can't find. They had a pinned comment, but it's not here right now. And I was gonna try to read that to y'all because I'm just like ridiculous. Hold on, let me see if I could see the pinned comment real quick. Cause it's not showing me on the website. I mean on here. Oh, they probably deleted it. So this girl right here, she said, as a woman, if you feel that strongly about your male friendship, then he should be the guy you are in a relationship with. I'm just saying. Anyways, so let's move on to the next. So there was a video that went viral, like I said, about 2 weeks ago, and it was about the topic of submission. And it was the content creator Jazzy, and she was basically talking about how ridiculously submissive she is. And it turns out that she was dating Cam Newton, and when she was talking about this level of submission, she was talking about being submissive to Cam Newton. Now, from my understanding, I think Cam Newton has about like 4 baby mamas and like 7 kids or something like that. He has like a large future energy going on. But, you know, because they have money, they feel like they could just run through the whole town and they the high valuest of the most value. And people feel like you should bow at their feet and kiss their feet and be their slaves. That's kind of what it be sounding like to me. I did a video not too long ago about submission, and everybody was laughing at me because I was like, they was like, what do you think about when it comes to submission? And I was basically telling them, like, it sounds like kind of what the girl basically ended up describing, and everybody was telling me I was wrong. But then when she did this video, all the men said that it was right. So I'm going to play a clip of what I said, and then I'm going to play what she had to say. All right. So we're going to play a clip of what I said, and then we're going to play a clip of what she said.
Okay. Hey, this is Lucky. I just had a few comments about this situation. One thing I think that you should do separate from this show here, Nick, you need to do a show on what exactly is submission. Because I keep hearing that word thrown around a lot, talking about this Kevin Samuels, about this submission, the submission. What does that mean? Does that mean, like, if we in a relationship and you tell me, give me $4,000 so I can get some new rims for my car, but if you don't buy my rims for my car, you're not being submissive, and I'm your man, and you're supposed to be submissive to me because I'm your man, I'm supposed to follow you. I just can't get with that. I just don't feel like submission is something that everything should be an agreement, to be communicated and then discussed and then move forward. I don't think it should be a thing of submission. I just don't like that word. I just don't like that. And I feel like submission for them is, I'm gonna go to work, I'm gonna pay half on the bills, and when I come home from work and you get home from work, I want you to have me a meal made. If I want you to do anything, be at my command, listen to whatever I gotta say. If I tell you to go left, go left. If I tell you to go right, go right. And, you know, when we both come home, I come home from work, you come home from work, you know, clean the kitchen, wash the dishes, make my meal, and then, you know, be on command when they ready to do hanky-panky. I mean, I feel like that's kind of the definition of submission. I don't know. I could be wrong, but all right. So after I said that, the phone lines went crazy. There was a lot of people calling in. They were like, you got submission wrong. Because I'm like, it literally sounds like you're being their mom. Instead of being their partner, it sounds like you're taking in another child and you're taking care of another baby, you know? And for me, I'm good on that. I have a daughter and I have to clean up after her. And I don't want to clean up after another child, let alone I don't even want another child, period. So when Jazzy gave her definition of submission, I'm like, this kind of sound like what I described, that everybody said I was wrong.
Woman do for her man?
Everything.
All right.
What does a submissive woman do for her man?
Everything.
What does that mean?
You know, like packing his bag, unpacking his bag, just.
I don't even like to unpack my own bag, child. And when I come back from a vacation, it take me about 3 to 4 days to unpack my own bag. Now you telling me I gotta unpack my bag and unpack his bag and pack his bag and unpack his bag and unpack my bag? Girl, please. I don't even like to unpack my own bag.
Making sure all the things that he wants, and like I pretty much read his mind. So it's like, if I know you And I study you. Like, I know how you are in the morning. I know how you are about midday. I know when you're in this mood, what you need. Like, before you can ever ask me for something, I'm already on it. I mean, he's spoiled. And you know, when I talk to my girlfriends about it, they're always like, oh, how you guys doing? And I'm just like, girl, he's rotten. I'm like, he's spoiled rotten. Like, he's rotten. But I love that. Like, I want him to be that. I think my biggest flex is how I treat my man. And I've been known to love people back to health. And sometimes it's very draining, but my love is my superpower. And I used to hate that about myself.
Loving somebody back to health sounds very problematic to me. It sounds like a person, and if it works for her, it works for her. Hey, what's for you is for you. It ain't for me. But just on the outside looking in, it sounds like a person who is looking for broken people trying to fix them. And when you're trying to fix people and you're trying to change people, that can become very dangerous and problematic. But she nurses them back to health, and she packs and unpacks, and she continues on.
But now it's like, I'm just embracing it. Like, that's who I am. Like, if I love you, I can heal you.
It's your joy.
It is my joy. You know, I love to see him eating the meal that I cooked. I love seeing him sleep easy. Every night, like clockwork, I scratch this man's back to sleep. And I know when he's asleep because I can tell when his breathing changes. And some people might think that's psychotic, but that's like, I just know that's when I'm like, oh, I can stop now. But I find joy in being your rest, you know? So know what that means. And that works for us because he wants what I have to offer.
What are you getting from all that you're giving? What are you asking for?
All right. So that was her definition of submission. And as Chandra said, what works for her works for her. What's for her is for her. And what's for me is for me, child. Okay? We definitely would need different things out of a partner. I want more of, for me, a partnership rather than another child. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want somebody who, it's like teamwork. You know, teamwork makes the dream work. I don't want to be nobody's fucking slave. You know, I have a friend, and before I show you what Brittney Renner had to say, because I agree with Brittney Renner's response to the whole submissive thing that she had to say, but I'm going to give you a bit of a story time. So I have a homegirl, right? This is my good friend. I've been knowing her since middle school, okay? And so, you know, I was going back and forth, visiting her or whatever. She lives out of state. And I would go to her house, and she had this friend who was, you know, like anytime she was talking about like she was talking to guys or dating guys, he would always be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna run this person off. I'm gonna run that person off. And so I was just like, do you like her? Like, why are you trying to run off the men that she date, X, Y, and Z? And so, like a week or so later, he hit me up and he's like, you know what? I didn't realize it until you asked me, but I do like her and I think that she's my person. So I tell my friend, I'm like, oh, you know, he says that he feels like you're his person and he wants to date you. Well, my friend, she had reservations and she was like, no, I don't know. You know, we are in the same circle. I don't know about dating him, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, girl, stop making excuses. He like you. Y'all cool. Go for it. Like, stop messing with these other dudes. So fast forward, they get into a relationship and the relationship accelerates very, very fast. And for me, I'm like, I'm happy for my friend. And I feel like, you know, if it works for her, it works for her. But for me, I was left feeling very drained and I was only there for a weekend. So in the midst of the time when they started dating, it is now at the point of, I want to say like 5 months that they're dating, right? So they're dating for 5 months. My friend, she has a career job. You know, she has a career job. She went to school. She has her degree and she is a school counselor. Well, he works at a shoe store. Okay. And so one time he hit me up because, you know, I was cool with both of them or whatever. So one time he hits me up and he's like, you know, I go to work all day and when I come home, like I want her to rub my feet every day. And I'm just like, every single day, like, you know, y'all 5 months in and her job, she has to rub your feet every single day. And then he's like, yeah, you know, like I'm coming around here. And when I get off work, you know, I'm walking on my feet all day. Like I want her to like rub my feet every day and she's giving me problems. And me being a person who, you know, I don't like feet. So I was like, ooh, that's an interesting task. But hey, if she like it, I love it. And if, you know, if she come around to doing it, hey, that's on y'all. I really don't know what you want me to say about it. But I don't know. I if she do it, I mean, great. If she don't, I mean, I don't know what you want me to say, you know, whatever. So fast forward to me visiting her, okay? So I go to visit her, and she has her own place. She has her own place. He has his own place. And ahead of time, he knew that I was coming out there. You know what I'm saying? He knew that I was coming out there because she told him, and she already asked him, like, you know, if there was anything that he had planned or wanted to do, you know, before she made arrangements and plans with me. He told her no or whatever. And one of the days that I was there, he had planned to go out with us as well. So I get there, and the whole entire time I was there, he was basically trying to like sabotage her mood. Like he was purposely trying to like sabotage her day, like each and every day. And I was like, this is kind of, you know, I'm minding my business, you know, sipping on my little cranberry juice, or what am I drinking today? I'm drinking grape juice today. You know, I'm minding my business, and I'm just like, you know, this is odd. Like he was doing stuff. So one day she's like, you know, she tells me, she's like, Neek, she was like, yeah, he called me. He said that, he was like, oh, you and Neek stopped by my house or whatever. And he has an apartment. And so at his apartment, I'm like, I didn't go to the apartment with her. So I'm thinking like, how did he know that you went to his apartment? You know what I'm saying? Like, how did he know that? Cause I'm like, cause if he has a Ring doorbell on his door, he would know that I didn't go with you. So what does he mean me and you went to his apartment? And then she was like, oh, we share locations. And so that's how he knew before I went to go pick you up that I went to the apartment. And I was like, oh, okay, interesting. You guys share locations, and he knows where you are. You know where, you know, he is. I'm like, okay, interesting. So the next day, I guess like in the midst of the day, they kind of had like a disagreement about something. And then the next day she tells me that she has practice. So she like on her off time from being a school counselor, she's like interested in like being a basketball coach. So she had practice, and, you know, she had to go and do that. So she says, when I was done with practice, I hit him up and I asked him, you know, would he like me to get his lunch out the way now? And she was like, cause I need to bring him his lunch to work. So I said, I was like, so he don't get his own lunch? You know, mind you, this is month 5, you know, not marriage, not an engagement, month 5 of dating. For me, I feel like it's a bit much, but again, I'm sipping my grape juice, minding my business. So she's like, you know, I need to get his lunch out the way, and I need to bring him his lunch, but he told me don't worry about it. And I guess he kind of like had an attitude with her, like, nah, don't worry about it. I'm not hungry right now. You know, you don't need to bring me the lunch. So she comes back and she's like, you know, okay, well, you know, we could get ready so we could go out. Cause mind you, you know, I want to say it was a Memorial weekend, you know? And so she was like, I tried to get his, and she's bringing it up to me. She's like, I tried to get his lunch out the way, but, you know, he didn't want me to bring it. I was like, I said, he can't get his own lunch. She was like, no, like every single day he wants me to bring him lunch. And I said, so every single day you have to leave your career job and you have to take him lunch, you know? And I was like, I said, you know, I'm a YouTuber, but I have worked retail, which he works at a shoe store. So he's working in retail. And I'm like, she was like, well, he doesn't have time to go get his own lunch. He gets very busy. So I'm like, well, anytime that I've ever worked in retail and I knew that it was going to be busy, I brung a lunch from home. And this was before DoorDash. So before DoorDash, you know, what you would do is there's a refrigerator at work. You would bring your lunch at work and you would warm it up in the microwave. So I'm like, he can't bring his own food from home the day before or meal prep or something. She's like, no, like he wants me to bring his lunch every day. And I said, so you have to bring his lunch every day, and then when he gets off of work, you have to rub his feet every day. I was like, oh, okay, interesting. I'm like, sips my grape juice. So he tells her he wasn't hungry. We go about our day. We getting dressed. We're about to go out. So at this time, it's around 3 p.m. He's calling her and complaining that now he's hungry. So I hear her in the other room and she's like, you know, well, that's why I told you I would have brung it earlier. You said you wasn't hungry, blah, blah. So again, he's purposely trying to throw off her mood, like purposely, like, nigga, you could get your own fucking food. You a grown ass man. However, you know, he's calling her like he's hungry, da-da-da. She's like, well, I'm getting dressed. Me and my friend about to go out. So now she's feeling bad because I'm out there, we about to go out, and now this nigga calling her because he hungry. So she don't go and, you know, she don't immediately go get the food because he complains and says, well, by the time y'all get dressed, y'all still trying on outfits. By the time y'all get dressed, it's going to be too late, da-da-da-da-da. So she proceeds to go out with me and she don't get his lunch. So by the end of the night, I want to say around 8 p.m., we're out and about and we're still like going out from place to place. And she's like, well, I'm going to pull up to his job, you know? And so she pulls up to his job and it was around time closing and I'm still in party mode. And I'm just thinking like, why the hell is we outside of his job? Like, what? She's like, he still never ate all day. Like, he texted me and he said he still never ate nothing the whole entire day. And I'm just like, it is food places in this plaza. Like, it's food places literally in the plaza. And you mean tell me he couldn't have no type of downtime at the shoe store to send in a text to DoorDash or anything? So we pull up and he gives her an attitude and he's like, I'm trying to count money. You know, I'm trying to count money so I could close the store. Da, da, da. And so I'm like, oof, he's a little snappy. Okay. You know, so he gives her attitude again. And I'm like, ooh, he a little snappy. You know, I sipped my damn grape juice. You know, I don't know what I was sipping at the time, but right now I sipped my grape juice. So he gave her an attitude. And so she was like, you know, we had plans to go out that night. So we go to the next location we was going to, and she's like, I'm not going to go out to the club. You know, you could go to the club. I'm not going to go out anymore. So I'm like, bitch, we had plans to go out. So now your nigga hungry and now you don't want to go out no more. It's giving weird. So the next day, so she didn't want to go out. I end up calling my people that I knew, like, bitch, I'm out the house, okay? I'm not about to stay inside. I don't know what you and him got going on, but, bitch, I'm out. So the next day, I had made reservations to this brunch spot. Like, it was like a very popular brunch spot that people eat at, and it was like a big hot spot. And he was supposed to go with us. So the night before that, and when she decided that she didn't want to go out, he told her that he didn't want to go with us to the brunch spot. He knew about it. I had reservations. He was supposed to be one of the people that came with us, you know, to the brunch spot. So the night before, he tells her that he's not going to go with me, her, and I had a couple other friends that was also going to meet us at the brunch spot. Okay? So she's in her feelings. She's feeling some type of way. So the next day comes by. It's time for us to start getting ready to go to the brunch spot. So I guess for some reason she didn't answer his phone call or whatever. And I guess she had basically got mad because the whole weekend he was purposely trying to manipulate her into having a shitty day. Like he was purposely trying to sabotage her weekend and throw off her mood. Because the stuff that he was doing, I'm like, girl, that's manipulation. I'm like, that is manipulation. Like, if he was hungry, he would have took the food when you was available to give him the damn food. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, everything that he's doing is manipulation tactics. You know what I'm saying? So fast forward, it's the next day. I got reservations. I have other friends also coming to meet up with us to this brunch spot who are also coming together. And so we're in her apartment getting ready, and I'm putting on her eyelash, and we're literally running late, okay? We're literally running late to go to the brunch spot because, you know, just being girls, you know, being slow, whatever. I hear her door open. I'm like, hey, did somebody just open your door? I'm like, it sounds like somebody just opened your door. She was like, huh? So the door opens up. He comes in the house, okay? And he was like, what you think you about to do? Mind you, he knows about our plans because he was supposed to be part of our plans, and he changed his mind and said that he no longer wanted to go. So he tells, before he got there, he called my phone. I forgot that part. Before we heard something at the door, he called my phone because, mind you, I have been cool with both of them. You know what I'm saying? Before they, officially became boyfriend and girlfriend, like, you know, I was just cool with both of them. So he called my phone and he's like, hey, is your friend alive? And I'm looking at my phone like, what? So I call over to my homegirl. I'm like, your boyfriend calling my phone, like, he asking if you alive. Like, what's going on? You know, I didn't even know that she wasn't even answering his phone. Like, I had no idea about any of it. He's like, is she alive? I'm like, is she alive? Hell yeah, she alive. Like, what the hell you mean, is she alive? You know? And then so he was like, okay, well, I just want to make sure she alive. She not answering my phone call. Like, nigga, y'all sharing locations. You know everywhere she go. And the whole time that me and her is out, she looking at her location, seeing everywhere you at. She was looking at her location and she was like, oh, so it looks like he's across the street from such and such. So right now he is, and I'm like, bitch, you do this all day? I said, so all day you sit and you drop off the food to him, and then you sit and y'all both looking on location to see where each other is all day. So number one, you done seen we've been moving around, so you see the damn she ain't fucking dead, you know? So that was that. So anyways, I hung up. I said, girl, he called, talk about, is you alive? You know, she like, girl, he tripping. You know, I didn't answer the phone with the whoop. He been acting weird. Da-da-da-da-da. I didn't want to deal with it. So we getting ready to leave out. He walk in. He open up the door. He walk in, come in, or whatever. And when he comes in, he said, where you think you about to go? And so me and her both look like, what the fuck you mean, where we about to go? Like, you know where we about to go. He was like, you ain't finna go nowhere. You ain't going nowhere. And I'm looking like, bitch, I know the fuck you, I'm not in the middle of no goddamn weird shit. What? I looked at him and I said, excuse me, bitch. I'm like, bitch, I don't do shit like this. I don't do shit like this, girl. What? So he He like, you not about to be doing me like this. I done invested too much into this relationship. You not about to just not answer me, and you about to talk to me, and you not about to go nowhere. You about to go in this room, and you better give her your keys, and she could drive your car and everything like that. So I'm like, girl, like this. I said, this what submission look like? Because I'm like, is this y'all definition of submission? And is this what submission look like? Because this look disturbing to me. This look disturbing to me because I don't like all of this elevated voices and all of this type of stuff like this. This sound like episodes of content that I done did commentary on. And this just, you know. So she go in the room, and I'm looking at my phone like, bitch, I know the fuck this ain't going on. I'm looking at the Uber, seeing, damn, how, because, bitch, I don't got time. I'm, hopefully nothing go awry, but I don't got time. So she goes in the room with him, and I don't know, they close the door. I don't know what's going on in there. It sounds like something knocked over. I don't know what's going on in there. So I'm like, do I got to bust in here? Like, what is going on? But before I had to go bust up in there, she walk out. So she walk out the room, and when she walk out the room, he stormed past her and stormed to the door. So he fly to the door, and then he like does like this dramatic like exit out to the front. And then he takes the key or whatever, and he's struggling with his key ring because the key is on his key ring. So he's struggling with his key ring, and he's trying to take the key off the key ring, and as he's trying to take the key off the key ring, he takes the key off the key ring, and then he slams it onto her kitchen table, and then he walks out the door. And I said, bitch, before I could get bitch out, the nigga come back in the house. Now, mind you, my friend got a 2-bedroom. My friend got a 2-bedroom, so she got her bedroom, and then she got her guest bedroom, which is the bedroom that I was staying in. Now, the bedroom that I was staying in, he has some of his items in her bedroom for when he spends the night over there. So on one of her stands in the room, it's hats. He has hats, his like fitted caps was like on a stand. So I walked back into the room because he done stormed back into the house, and I'm like, bitch, he come dotting his ass into the room where I'm at. I said, okay, so he is just doing this whole dramatic thing. So I'm standing, so it's him, it's me, and then the hats is on the other side of me. He like, Neek, can you hand me my hats? Nigga, you came back for these damn hats. I said, you got to get your own hats. So I backed up. I said, you got to get your own hats. He said, no, she just keep doing me like this. I can't believe she keep doing me like this. I said, sir, see, I've been minding my business. But if you direct a comment towards me, I'm going to answer you, and I'm going to tell you the truth. I said, you need to take accountability because you've been acting like an asshole all fucking weekend. I said, all weekend you've been treating my friend like trash. So, nah, man, nah, F that. She not gonna keep doing me like this, nah. So he grabbed his hats. He said, nah, you go to the... He said, nah, go, y'all go have y'all fun. It is, so he left, and he left out. I said, bitch, I don't want to be in the middle of this. Cause what is this? You didn't answer your phone after he been treating you like a jackass the whole weekend, and now he wanna dictate how the rest of your day is gonna go when he been trying to sabotage your weekend all weekend when he already knew that I was coming out here? Bitch. She said, girl, I'm finna go. Still. I said, bitch, you finna go where? With me? I said, where are you going? You going to brunch? She said, yeah, I'm still finna go. I said, bitch, I got reservations. And I got people meeting me there. And I don't need him coming up there acting a fool. She said, oh, he not going to act a fool. So I get in her car because, mind you, before he even came in there, we were already running late. So I'm like, damn, by the time I call an Uber, by the time, you know what I'm saying, and wait for an Uber to get here, all this, like, I'm going to miss my reservation. So I get in her car and I'm like, girl, I hope this nigga ain't sitting on the side of the road waiting for us to drive off to do no crazy stuff. So I said, bitch, you need to check your GPS. Where is he at? She said, oh, I'm looking. He's driving the other direction. I said, well, you need to keep your damn services on because I don't got time. Like, even though I need to get to my reservation, I also don't got time. I said, call him and see where he at. You know what I'm saying? Because the way he stormed out, it just was giving too much. You know what I'm saying? And this is the type of stuff, like when people be talking about these submissive relationships and she got to rub his feet every day. She got to bring him his food. Like, she chose a career job. You chose to work at a shoe store. So because you chose to work at a shoe store and she has a career job, she has to sit and rub your feet every day and bring you like, I'm like, the trade-off don't even sound like. So she called him. I said, bitch, call him and see where he at, you know? And so she called him on the phone. He boo-hoo crying. He is boo-hoo crying. No, you know, I need to figure out. He like, you know, I ruin it for everybody. I got to figure out why what did the fuck did this nigga say? I got to figure out why I'm the problem all the time and why I always ruin it and why I always this and this and that. And I said, bitch, is he crying? After he just did all that, I'm like, now he's crying on the phone? So we go to the brunch spot, and the whole time we at the brunch spot, I'm like, bitch, yo nigga bet not pop up here. So as we at the brunch spot, I guess she's still checking in with him. I guess eventually he make it home or whatever. So she checking in with him, and by the time brunch is over, I think we had went to one other spot. And then she was like, okay, well, he woke up from his nap. Now I got to go talk to him. By this time, it's like, I want to say about 7. She like, he took a nap. He woke up from his nap. And now I'm about to go talk to him. And as a friend, it's like these are the situations to where it's like she a grown ass woman. If she want to go talk to this volatile dude, you know, as a friend, what do? I can't stop her, you know, from not going to talk to her boyfriend. You know what I'm saying? And if she does go and they talk and it's that and that's just that, that's cool. But then if she does go and then something happens, then it's like, you know, I would feel like guilty conscience. But at the same time, it's like, what do you do when a grown ass person makes up their decision to get involved in, you know, things like that? So she goes and I stay outside. You know, I stay partying with my other friends, and I'm just hoping for the best. Hopefully she make it out. Hopefully she okay. Hopefully don't nothing crazy happen, because she grown. She's persistent on going to meet with him, saying that she gotta go, you know, link up with him and all of this stuff. And I'm just hoping that don't nothing happen. So she goes to talk to him, and the next morning she tells me, I guess, the recap, and she tells me that he was the big bad wolf again when they start talking. And so I guess she told him, like, you know, why did you do that in front of my friend? That was embarrassing. That was so uncalled for. You know, there was no need for you to do that. You know, you owe my friend an apology. He told her, what I need to apologize for your friend for, like, what I did was necessary. And I said, and bitch, what you say? She was like, well, you know, I was just letting him talk, and, you know, I wasn't really able to get a word in. I said, what the hell you mean you wasn't able to get a word in? He told you the behavior where he knew where you was going. He knew your itinerary the whole weekend. He felt, and he was treating you shitty all motherfucking weekend, and you just let him talk? Bitch, at that point, I said, see, this is why I'm not in a relationship. I'm not being submissive to shit. I'm not being submissive. I'm not doing it. Like, and those be like, when I hear about a lot of these relationships, that's what it be sounding like. It be sounding like bull shit. It be sounding like bull shit. A week later, you know, she started putting up posts, and she was like, he's my king. He's my knight in shining armor. He's so tough. He been through so much. He's such a strong man. And I said, bitch, I just sipped my thing. I just sipped my grape juice and just kept scrolling, because, girl, he your knight in shining armor. Bitch. I don't got the time. But anyways, I just had to rant about that, because I just really feel some type of way about it, because I don't like, a lot of times when these high value man conversations come up, it really be that. It be niggas who ain't even of the right caliber, feeling like you need to submit and be at their beck and call while you working hard. This nigga mad because he chose to work at a fucking shoe store. You took the route of getting a career. You went to school, you got a degree, and you got a career job. So with your career job, it's not very taxing. You're able to sit down and talk to a student or talk one-on-one and counsel them. You gotta now, because he chose to work at a shoe store, you gotta rub his feet every day, and you gotta leave your career job to go give him food every day. Bitch, at 5 months in, bitch, it don't be sounding like anything that I would ever want to be a part of. But let me share with y'all what Brittney Renner had to say in response to submission.
It's painfully obvious why men love the idea of a submissive woman. Submissive, per its definition, is ready to conform to the authority or will of others. The prefix sub means under. Think of subpar, submarine. In short, your world is under his. Now there seems to be a theme here. Good girls versus bad girls. A lock that can be opened with many keys is a broken lock. And if you can't submit to a man, you're gonna die alone. So my question to men is, do you want perfect poly? A puppet? A prisoner? Or a partner who has no problem overtly challenging you? King treatment and knowing your partner's love languages, that's one thing. Being submissive is a whole nother thing. It's its own thing. If you find yourself abandoning your wants, needs, desires to make something work, I'm here to tell you it was never a match to begin with. It's painfully obvious why men love the idea.
All right. And on that note, I will open up the lines. So there was a couple people who wanted to talk. Let's talk about it. I got time today. But I just wanted to talk about that because a lot of people, you know, I hear a lot of opinions about like relationships and, you know, different stuff like that, and the conversation of submission. And anytime I hear the word submission, it just always sounds like bullshit. It sounds like bullshit to me. Like, it literally sounds like bullshit. So let me drop the link in the chat. Anybody who wants to come and talk, feel free to do so. Let me get to the chat real quick. Hold on. Always sound. All right. Moderators, if you could share the link, that'd be great. But the link is in the chat. But y'all let me know, because I be hearing a lot of submission, and I don't want to be your slave. Like, I want a situation to where we partners. You know, I look out for you, you look out for me. If I forget something, you got my back. If you forget something, I got your back, and we're a partnership. Why do all of these submission topics sound like you're literally being the nigga's mama, or it sounds like you're being his slave puppet? I got a child. She's 9. I don't want another child. I do not want another child at all. So if y'all want to join in the conversation, I don't know if the people who wanted to click on are still here, but click the link. It's in the chat, and let's talk. Let's talk about this, because these conversations keep coming up. And I seen this interesting video, and this girl was like, I'm no longer sucking no more wiener. And I'm with her.
So much.
I'm with her. Like, even though I'm a person who actually, you know, I kind of, you know, I'm like, you know what? I feel you. Like, I need to go on a strike of not sucking wiener either, because what she said was facts. What she said was facts, period. Let me find the video. In the meantime, let me play this.
Where do we get this idea that a woman's past doesn't matter? No, it's relatively important. The same as work history and criminal history. Why? Because number one, people rarely ever change. Number two, as human beings, we tend to behave in patterns. We have certain behavioral tendencies that we tend to exhibit. We have certain proclivities to react and respond to certain stimuli in certain contexts on a consistent basis. In fact, I can make a sound argument for why a woman's past would be the most reliable indicator and predictive determinant in relationship satisfaction, relationship health, and longevity of the relationship overall. A woman's past can provide valuable insight into how she's going to treat you, how she behaves.
Boy, shut up. Shut up. Hold on, let me find that video. Did I pass it? I don't think it was this far down. I don't think it was this far. Oh, God. Let me listen to this bullshit.
Some of y'all are going to be super mad, but that's okay. If you are expecting anything monetary from a man because you slept with him, that, my friend, is called prostitution. That's the video. And if you're charging him to go on a date, you provide escort services.
Charging him to go on a date?
Let him know up front, so there's no confusion. I'm just saying. By the way, he doesn't owe you anything because he gave you his body too. For free. He's not a male escort or a prostitute, so he didn't give you a bill.
Girl, I cannot. I'm vomiting in my mouth. I'm literally vomiting in my mouth. I'm vomiting in my mouth. Like, He gave you his body too, bitch. I literally threw up in my mouth a little bit. Where is that video? It didn't delete. I know I've seen it here. All right, anyways. Hello? Thoughts? Unmute your mic.
Oh damn shit. I was hoping he was gonna wait a little bit. I'm about to pull up to the stuff.
You said what? You about to pull up to the store?
Right.
Okay, I'll come back to you.
All right, bet.
All right, Zaza. Unmute your mic.
What does a submit?
Okay, I don't know what Zaza, your mic not working. All right, thoughts. We coming back to you. We don't care that you're at the store. What's your thoughts?
Okay, I mean, so like last time, okay, what's the point you just last made? You were playing an audio from a woman.
I was playing an audio of a woman who said that it's prostitution if you expect money from guys after you've been intimate with them.
Okay, and I have a lot to say, but I guess I'll speak on that because, I mean, inadvertently or, whether it's directly or indirectly, I feel like all men pay for women at some point. And I feel like, I think what she's trying to say, what I heard from that situation, it sounds like some shock jock type shit. What I heard from the situation is like men do spend a lot, whether it's time, whether it's monetary, whether it's energy, whether, it's just focus on a woman. And normally all the woman has to do is just be willing to agree. And I feel like sometimes men, without being able to say it, it's like, where's our compensation for it other than you just saying you fuck with us? You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of women that could fuck with us. So what makes you so special?
Y'all don't think that y'all get, first of all, y'all don't think that y'all get more out of intercourse than the woman?
Not all the time. It depends on what kind of man you are. Like if I'm just dealing with a woman on a regular basis, okay, it's probably like 60-40, 50-50 as far as the pleasure goes. If you're my female, then I feel like I need to dominate that. It's a difference on a level of intensity that I put into the women that I'm dealing with. I can't give every woman the same thing. So
I'm just talking about sexually, right? I feel like even in those situations to where you've probably spent a little coin on her, I feel like majority of the times the nigga has the ball in his court if he wants to pursue a relationship or not. And most of the time y'all be playing. Like, it be y'all who be playing games and you having your cake and eat it too.
I can agree with that from a man's point of view. I can say that I agree with that. Now, on the flip side, as men, I feel like we get to choose whether we have a relationship or not, right? As women, you choose whether you're willing to open yourselves up to us or not. And on the flip side, a man would be like, when it comes to a woman opening up, quote unquote, y'all be bullshitting too. Y'all probably will want it the same way we want it, but you'll make us wait a little bit to try to prove something when at the end of the day, your true character gonna come out anyway.
Okay, but if she sleep with you on the first night, that's the same woman who, if she don't make you wait, you calling her a jump off or a flipper or a rat or whatever.
Well, we all say a lot of goofy shit when we get mad. But at the end of the day, if I'm a man that deals with a woman that has sex with me on the first night, I'm the same nigga that has sex with you too. So I can't really judge you based on what you did. I did it too.
A lot of these men feel like, oh well, there's stuff that we could do that y'all can't do. We can have sex on the first night. Y'all can't, like.
Okay, now, I guess I'll put on my he-man woman hater hat. To a certain degree, I agree that women are held to a different standard than men. I'm not judging women based off the first night, but as far as sexually how we explore shit, women are definitely going to be judged differently than men. That's just how it go. It's a double standard, but that's what it is. Like, there's a lot of double standards in life that we don't agree with, but most of them go in your favor anyway. When it comes to sex and how, free you can be with that, women are always going to be judged harshly. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, it's easier for a woman to have sex. Like, really, you ain't got to do shit. It's people in your inbox right now. People trying
I
to
feel
house
like
you
that's
right now.
so BS, and I'm so sick and tired of guys saying that, because we live in a hookup phase. So just as easy as it is for women to have sex, it's just as easy for men to hook up with women as well. Like, there's literally dating apps that are designed for hooking up. If you go on Plenty of Fish, you going on there to hook up. If you go
Plenty
on
of Fish, Tagged, Tinder, I agree in those
So
aspects. What
I
I'm
hate
saying to
when
you is
men
that
say like women have more available options, when men, it don't matter if you ugly, broke, dusty, like you still could mess with the same amount of women that woman could mess with men.
no, okay, I disagree with that, because here's what I'm saying to you. I feel like I'm a handsome man. I'm an attractive man, but I have women that are in my inbox, but most of the women that are hitting me up are women that I put in time with. There's some old, fat, 300-pound white woman right now with dudes in her inbox like, hey, you look beautiful. Hey, I want to talk to you. She ain't did shit.
And those
She has
same
more people
caliber of
approaching
men
her.
is there. Like, I don't understand why y'all think that the quality of people in our inboxes is so top tier. You got women
No,
who
we
are
didn't
in
say
your
that.
inbox
It's
too,
just the
who
availability, though.
you
And
you
women look at quality different than men.
but you got women in your inbox too that you're possibly overlooking as well.
Not me. I don't overlook anybody, but what I will say, that there might be people that I'm not attracted to, and not just physically. There are people that I don't have a preference towards, just like women do. You know what I mean? So just like a man could say, there's probably men in your inbox that may not stimulate you physically or intellectually, but they may be good men. But you don't. That's not your cup of tea. We don't judge you based off of that. You know what I mean? We all have our own preferences. I feel like when it comes to men's preferences, we put them under a microscope. Women are allowed to say, I don't want no short nigga, I don't want no broke nigga,
And y'all
I
could
don't want no
say that
skinny
y'all don't
nigga.
want the woman with no babies. Y'all could say y'all don't want the girls over 30. Y'all want the little 18-year-old little girls. Like,
Right, but
y'all
y'all
say
know
all
that
those same things too. But I'm gonna
we say
let
that shit.
not submitting
Okay,
to Ish hop in. Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I was eating, but I don't understand why we never really address the fact that I just don't believe anybody that is mentally and emotionally and psychologically healthy would actually entertain the idea of having a air quote submissive partner. Someone can't be a partner to you if they are to obey you and follow your lead and air quote submit to you. That's for children and dogs.
All right. Smooth G, your thoughts? Did y'all want to say anything to that? Anybody else who wants to join the conversation, the link is in the chat. It's pinned to the top.
But yeah, it's on me.
Go ahead.
Man, I just, what I mean, see, listening to what you said about your homegirl or her dude, man, I call that shit puppy love. You know what I mean? Some motherfuckers still live in high school. You know, they don't really like be on no grown shit with they shit. Just like Brittney Renner said, you know what I mean? Some niggas might be mad. I like a woman that can challenge me. You know, I don't be caring about that submissive, and it's like, I don't think about that because every woman I talk to, they always respect me at the end of the day anyway. You know, I don't have like problems like that. You know, I be seeing niggas talk about it, but I look at that shit like it's weak. Like, nigga, it must be something you ain't doing. You know, you laying the pipe down right. You like, a woman gonna respect you if you're doing the right things, man. You know, you take care of business, you laying the pipe down right. She gonna respect your gangster. You know, but if you ain't taking care of business, she gonna doubt you. You know, she probably wanna go fuck with a boss. You know, if you ain't hitting it right, shit, it don't matter if you got money. Shit, she'll fuck around. You know, go mess with the mechanic. You know, so it's all about how you handling yours. You know what I mean? Some of these niggas got some weak guys. You know what I mean? They got some real sensitive ways, man. I just tell them niggas, man up and step your game up, get your backing up. You know what I mean?
All right, we're gonna go to Miss Trinidad. Miss Trinidad. All right, we're gonna go to Gunna's mama. You gotta unmute your mic next time, Miss Trinidad. Gunna's mama.
Hello.
Yeah,
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I just want to say, it is a double standard between men and women, and men been getting away with this for so long and nobody has been saying anything. And it's like, oh, well, they can do this, but we can't, or they can say this and we can't. And a lot of women just sit there and just don't take up for ourselves. And all women are not like that, but it's some of us that know the greater good and know what we're supposed to be doing and know how we're supposed to act and behave because we were raised right, and we choose to do so.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't think it's fair.
That's sad that all you need to do is sleep with a woman right for her to respect you. I feel like you have to show leadership for a woman to respect you, because you can sleep with a woman and that don't mean that I'm going to respect you just because we had sex. Like, if you actually show me that you are smart, you're a leader, and these are things that I've vetted, hopefully, before we even laid down in the first place. But just having sex with somebody doesn't mean that they respect you. Like, you could be a bitch ass nigga, but you could have good dick.
But Nick, if he laying the pipe down right, he ain't taking care of business, paying the bills and stuff like that, you ain't got no complaints.
I believe, like, in paying, like you said, pay the cost to be the boss. People want to go back and be like, oh, well, in biblical times, this and that. But, like, in biblical times, men did what they were supposed to do. I'm going to follow your lead if you lead me in the right direction, in the path of righteousness. If you trying to lead me in a pile of shit, I'm not going to follow your ass.
That's the truth right there. That's all that is. You know?
But that's not biblical times either, because they was back in the day following, like David was out here trying to kill his crush's husband. You know what I'm saying? Folks still following him. So there was a level of balance to it. Like, everybody wasn't righteous.
Well, that's still the same thing today. That's the same thing. Morals and values, moral turpitude. It's about judging character and having good judgment and being a decent person and following good character. Period.
All right, we're gonna go to Jay. All right, wait. We're gonna go to Jay Reed. Go ahead.
Hey, yeah, I just have a few things I want to say. First and foremost, a lot of you men think that you're really laying the pipe and you're not doing shit in bed. I'm just gonna be honest. You're not doing shit. Secondly, y'all want to talk about, like, oh, women have so many options. First off, half y'all just want somebody to come over and fuck y'all. Y'all not trying to go on dates. Half y'all worried about getting used for money you don't have. And y'all have like 10 different baby mamas and all kind of drama, and you're really not trying to date and you're wasting people's time. I just wanted to say that.
Shoot, I'm just gonna drop the mic screen. I ain't gonna drop the mic. I'm gonna drop the mic screen.
Hey, but why she talking
you see what's wrong with that though? She really didn't have any point. It was more or less like, let me just get on here and talk about the niggas I've dealt with. You know what I'm saying? How can you automatically assume that every nigga that's talking to you right now
I never said that
can't do what he said he's going to do?
I said it a lot of y'all.
But that's what you led it with.
I feel like both of y'all made valid points though. Like, I get what you're saying as far as like those say don't group up all men together, but she also has a point, because I feel like with the collective of men you see, a majority beats the minority. So I understand what you're saying about don't group all men up together, but I feel like the issue is that there's not enough men checking their homeboys when they're like, you know, being disrespectful and playing games with people who are actually serious.
I feel like that's the narrative, but there's a lot of men in men's circles that correct each other. Now, what another grown-ass man gonna do when he's on the court, that's that man business. But to think that we don't do that, it's the same way that men look at women.
Well, I'm gonna stop you right there, and I'm sorry to stop you mid-sentence. What she said is, a lot of men, they complain about women using them for money that they don't have. And I feel like that's a valid point if you really break it down, because a lot of these high value wannabes, it be men who are not high value. They don't have this income that would even make them high value. And they want all of these standards. And they're like, I don't want to get used for dates. I don't want to go on dates and a woman use me. You know, so.
That's crazy.
That's legit. That's legit.
Why is the man talking to a girl and then use it for all this money? That's dumb. Who do that? You know what I mean?
Like, no one is using y'all.
All men get.
But y'all don't have any sense. Some of y'all don't have, like she said, these guys nowadays want us to be y'all mama. Y'all got mama issues. A lot of men's mothers didn't raise them right, and they come to real women, and real women have to put up with those issues.
Let me play y'all Godfather for y'all. Hold on, wait. Before you go, let me play their Godfather. Hold on.
More than $20 on a date until I get to. I'm not gonna spend more than $20 on a date until I get to know such and so forth. That's what I think of all y'all saying that shit. So I think of all men saying this shit. And let me tell you why I think that. because it is on us to ask better questions before you take somebody out. If you end up going out with a woman and she is a dinner scammer, then you failed.
Right.
A dinner
That is a
scammer.
horrible
Ain't
attitude to go
that
to
a
the market.
bitch?
I'm going to treat
I mean,
all
look,
women.
like,
I'm going to take a
women
woman that's obviously
who are
up here out to Starbucks because I don't want to get scammed for $30. Keep your broke ass at home. I'm not going to spend more than $20 on a date until I get to know such and so forth. That's what I think about
dinner
y'all saying
scammer. Ooh wee.
So I think all
She
men
must
But
be
see,
hungry.
but I feel like it depends on where
Because-
you live, though, because can't nobody be trying to dinner scam you if you eating at Denny's.
Now, okay, I'll agree. I agree. I feel like most men that talk this stuff now, they aren't in a financial position to say women are gold diggers. I feel like the majority of black women who deal with black men nowadays, they're gold diggers, meaning you can't
say that
really
the
bank
roles
on a
reverse
nigga.
now. Us women,
Can I
we're
finish
getting our money now. We got degrees and stuff. You might have been able to say that in like the early 90s, but women are getting money now. We got jobs, we got careers, we got
That's not my
degrees.
point.
We got more than a lot of the men now. You
That's
can't
not my
say
point.
that.
Let me
Wait,
finish my statement.
was he?
Let me finish my statement. I wasn't saying money. I said gold, as in GOAL. Gold diggers. Women are now banking on men based off their potential because they don't have the financial capital that women have nowadays. So women more now are gold diggers. So now you're dealing with men who are in a financial situation where they can't really compensate what you have. So now to a nigga, dinner might be, hey, look, I can't be spending motherfucking 40, 50, 60, 80 bucks at Texas Roadhouse with you and you ain't even fucking liking me like that. You just bored tonight. So the average
Be
nigga is
honest
like
with her
that.
and
That's
tell
what I'm
her
saying.
that though. Be honest with her and tell her, listen,
Let
I
me
got
tell
student
y'all,
loans. I'm in
y'all
a
talk about
financial
Denny's.
bind. I'm going through something. Tell her that.
I gotta tell y'all
But
a
you know
Denny's
what?
story. I gotta
I
tell
got
y'all
a
a Denny's story
question.
real
Why are
quick.
people broke dating though? If you know you broke, you shouldn't even be in the dating pool.
Thank you.
I gotta
Why
tell
y'all
y'all a
talking
Denny's
to the-
story right quick. So I was at this club, right? And this guy who was trying to holler at me or whatever, he was like, oh, what you doing after? What you doing after? Whatever, right? So I'm like, after, me, my friend, and my cousin, we about to go to Denny's. We get to Denny's. He like, oh, I'm gonna pull up on you. He come to Denny's. Mind you, it's already after 2 a.m. Ain't no drinks that you could order. 2 a.m. you can't order no alcohol or nothing. So I literally order a Moons Over My Hammy and a water. That's it, right? The dude that's trying to holler at me, he comes, he orders his food, and I tell the Denny's waitress, I'm like, give us all separate tabs. My tab was number one, and everybody else's tab was after mine. So we eat our food. We go and we waiting or whatever. And this girl comes in and she clowns. Okay, I'm not gonna say that part because that part was funny. But anyways, so we sit down and we eat our food, right? So I go to pay for my food. My Moons over my hammy at Denny's was $12.99, right? And this is a guy who he been pressing me, trying to talk to me, all this stuff. I go to pay for my Denny's, and I'm going to pay for my own food. But the fact that he didn't even offer to pay my $12 meal, that seems like, that to me, that was like you really let me pay $12.99 for my food. That's a problem.
See, I can't speak for y'all, but I know the way I was raised, my father always raised me to pay for my own meal because some men feel like if they pay for your meal, they're obligated to your body.
I don't give a damn what they obligated to. You could pay for my damn $12.
It's $12. I mean, if you don't have $12, I mean, that says something about your character as a man. I believe that.
If you go on a date and you don't pay for the first date, I'm literally never talking to you again. Like, no.
That is true.
That's
But can I ask you guys a question though? Can I say something?
$12.99.
I'm so sorry. I don't mean to cut you off, Neat. Go ahead.
No, I'm saying if a guy think that he entitled to coochie off $12.99, boy, bye. No, that is an incentive. Like, okay, that's a good gesture to show like you're a gentleman, and that he a gentleman. He he offered to pay my food, even though I'm gonna pay for my own. In that moment because I wasn't interested in him. So my thing is, this is my rule. If I'm not fully in my mind, totally like yeah, I'm feeling this dude, I'm gonna pay for my own stuff. But you might change my mind if you show me that you're a gentleman. You know what I'm saying? You show me you're a gentleman. You take leadership in an assertive role. I might look like, okay, we'll see about going on an official date, because going to Denny's is not really a date, but I'll consider going on an official date with you and pursuing, other things. But if you let me pay and swipe my card for $12.99 without even offering, then I'm not even ever talking to you ever.
But let me say, so it's a lot of that is a scam. Excuse me, a lot of that be scams. Like, this is like a dating scam. A lot of these dudes be broke, looking for somebody to take care of their ass, looking for a place to, and they be the one. Oh, she trying to get me for my money. And they don't even have anything to get to got a car.
Yeah, but at the same time, I don't want it to all be about like, oh, dudes are broke. Dudes, this, why we shouldn't do this for dudes, why we shouldn't do that for dudes. I want to try to bring a new perspective into this whole chat situation, because I feel like if we go back into what the story Neek told before she opened the live chat or whatever the case is, I feel like Neek's story was more.
He is officially.
I know, but it all goes back to that, because that's what the originality is.
Let her finish.
Let me just finish my sentence, please. I was trying to say that based on what Neek was saying, like her story when she was before she opened the live chat, that's more of control. I'm so old school with it. Like, I probably am going to be like the only person in this little group right now that still believes in submission. I believe that women should submit to their man if they're married and if the man gives a woman something to submit to. I've been married. I'm going to be married 8 years this August. And before I got married, I always said, oh, I'm never going to submit to no man. Submit is all about control, this, that. But then once I got more into my Bible, once I touched back into my roots, once I became all pro-Black love and whatever you want to call it, I believe submission can actually work. I believe like men and women are not the same at all, can never be the same. We can never play the same role as a man. A man is always going to be a leader. You have to have that right leader for you to be able to submit. And submission is so important for me. I don't know. I just feel like my husband is Lord. And
okay,
so he's gonna get whatever he wants from me. I know. That's what I'm trying to give you. I'm trying to give you my opinion. That's what I'm trying to give you my opinion. It's because he gives me something to submit to.
What is your definition of submission? Just start with your definition of submission. What it looks like.
My definition of submission. What it looks like?
Yeah,
I could tell you what it looks like. My husband is a fireman. So he's not home. He's not home every single day. So I guess it's probably easier. I don't know if it's easier.
What?
Easier.
A fight? But what do you do? What do you do for a living? What do you do?
I just graduated. I just passed my NCLEX in May the 18th. So I'm officially a registered nurse now. But he gives me something to submit to. So let me give you my definition of submission real quick, because I kind of got to go soon. But for me, it's everything. Just treating him like a king because he treats me like a queen. It's making sure dinner's ready every single day I cook. If I don't have to cook every day because of course there's leftovers sometimes, but bringing it to his job, even though they have a nicer kitchen than what we have at home, but bringing it to his job, making sure his uniform is always, picked up from the dry cleaners, making sure he has everything that he needs. Because when he is home, he does the same for me. When he's home, he needs sleep. So I'll take the kids out for the day if, we're at home. If it's a weekend, he doesn't have training, he needs to sleep. I'm going to take the kids out, make sure that he gets his rest so they're not screaming and hollering in his ear. I can't really explain just everything because he does the same for me.
Think about
it's not brainwashing. Hold on, it's not brainwashing. It's not brainwashing at all because he does the same for me. There's times when my husband, especially when I was in school, he made, especially when I was in school, he woke up before me every single morning to make sure the kids were good, made me breakfast, did things for me too. My husband, when he's home, he walks around my car every single day, make sure my tires are good. When he's home, I never put gas in my car.
Before anybody else says anything, as long as the feelings are reciprocated and the actions are reciprocated, I don't find anything wrong with what she said. My problem, if I could add when it don't be reciprocated and the woman is at his beck and call and just sounding like a slave. If we both looking out for each other, then I'm gonna be honest. I really don't find it. It was funny at first, but me being for real, if it's energy matched, then cool. But I'm not about to take care of no child.
That's what I was
something that
excuse me.
That's
something
I kind of wanted to add. I can't do that third child thing at all whatsoever. It's about if the man, it's about who the man is and if he can be a leader, if he can give you something to submit to. It's like we feed off of each other. There's times when I'm sick. I just had a miscarriage back in September. It's like he'll leave work just to make sure he's home with me. I know it's kind of like weird to say this, like it's kind of like really, really corny, but we do skin to skin. Like he'll come wherever I'm at and he knows I need that energy off of him.
That's not
he knows
corny.
I need that energy from him. Like being held,
wait, y'all. Describe the skin to skin. What, like y'all not having sex,
like
y'all just rubbing y'all bodies together?
No,
in the skin.
We're naked. We're I don't know if I could say this on the chat, but we're naked. We're in the bed. We're naked. We're cuddling. He's holding me. I'm getting energy from him that I
like
need.
when you bond with a baby.
Like,
you know how you hold a baby like a newborn?
Yeah, kind of like that. Like if I'm on my period, sometimes he'll do that for me. If I'm really
married, you married.
Yeah, I mean like cuddling is normal, but the way that you said skin to skin, I was thinking.
Sounds corny. The other nurses, they be making fun of me on my unit. They be making fun of me when I say that. So I just don't say that.
Wait a minute.
Hey y'all, if y'all don't mind, can I add something? Can I add something? Back to what she said though. You said the. Oh, okay.
I think that cuddling naked, that's fine. But the way that she said skin to skin, that's why I was like, what do it look like?
That's what we call it.
You know, everybody got their different
with your clothes on. Cuddling could be skin to skin is like with us. Sometimes it's with or without music. Sometimes it's just him just playing with my hair. I wear my real hair really, but he just that connection, that energy, getting his energy. Like I can't even explain it. I don't know. It's like we're so connected. Like we're so connected.
I want to ask the submission lady a question because that doesn't sound like submission to me. That sounds like partnership and reciprocity, which is what I was saying should be in a relationship. I'm not hearing no type of submission.
That's submission.
What do you mean by no type of submission? You don't call
what you're describing is not submission. That's
letting your husband. That is partnership. Maybe you're right. But when I say submission, to me it's submission because that's what a lot of people call it. Me not being able to go out and do certain things like the rest of my girl group. I don't really have friends. I have sisters. I don't really have friends, but I don't go out or like what Miracle Watts, light skinned Keisha, what she's being dragged for saying that like if her man calls, she goes running and they dragged her on the internet for that and stuff like that. I'm all about that.
I'm sorry, but she used to be dragged just for going by light skinned Keisha. Like who does
that part? But
that part for real.
Yeah, okay, so
it's something else I wanted to add too.
All right, wait before you add. So what she's talking about is light skinned Keisha went viral because she said if she's having a girls' night out with her friends and she's out with her friends at any moment of her having a friendship outing. If her man calls, she immediately drops her friends and leaves. And
I remember that video. That was a no. That's a no-go. Because he's not going to do that at the club.
The reason why she got dragged is because most men ain't dropping nothing to run to your beck and call when you need something when they out with their friends. But go ahead.
Is this an emergency though? Is this? I didn't see it. Is this an emergency
or just
any
mama talk because she
time?
been trying to talk. Go ahead, your bald-headed mama.
So my thing is this. I feel like the issue with the word submit is that I feel like because it's been misconstrued, a lot of people are on the defense, on both sides when it comes to the word submit. Because something that I've noticed is that hold on just a moment, I'm sorry. Something that I noticed about the word
that word sub means.
Yeah, hold on. I'm finna explain. I something that I realize about when it comes to submission is that I feel like you don't have to, if somebody truly respects your energy and your presence, you don't have to make them submit. They're going to submit to you out of love and respect and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Out of love and consideration for each other. They're going to automatically submit to you out of respect for you, out of love for you. If you have to make somebody submit to you, then that lets me know right there that's not an ideal relationship if you have to make somebody respect you, if you have to make somebody love you. And I feel like that's the issue with the word submit, is that some people sometimes use the Bible or the word submit as a way to like control and manipulate people, when really it's being taken out of context. Because sometimes a lot of people, what they don't realize is a lot of our grandmas and aunties back in the day, they didn't submit by force, they submit by choice, because the man was doing what the man was supposed to do, and by the man doing what the man was supposed to do, that allowed the woman to do what the woman was supposed to do. So by the man being in his masculine energy, that allowed the woman to rest in her feminine energy.
All right, so I'm sorry, I'm gonna just disagree, because I feel like a lot of women, they submitted by lack of resources for themselves. So they had to depend on that man, and they had to be at his beck and call because that was their lifeline.
Right. You lost me there. You said what now?
But go ahead, you can finish.
Another thing I noticed too is like what you're saying is correct as well. But I also feel like back in the day, a lot of our grandfathers and uncles, they were taking care of the household. You know what I mean? So I understand what you're saying. You're right about a lot of women not having enough resources. But I also feel like at the same time, the men, they did what they were supposed to do. Majority of them, they took care of the household. They brought home the bacon. Even if you had a granddaddy who had outside kids, he made sure those kids were taken care of in that house too. But nowadays, you have men talking about they want you to submit to them, and it's like, submit to what? You know what I'm saying? They got an apartment in the hood with roaches and rats all over the floor. Telling us you need to
But can
submit.
I ask y'all something though?
Yeah, back in the day, they didn't.
That's your, but is your life that bad that you got to talk to somebody that low? You got to talk to somebody on your level or a boss. Like, I don't understand why people date down. You know what I mean? That's weak to me. Like, if you got to date down, that's just how your life is. So you need to step your game up.
What?
Most people date on the level. Most people date on the level
Where
they
did that come from?
You know what I'm saying? Most people date and they attract what they can get.
Roaches in their house, don't get no job, and don't get nothing to like support a family. You wasting your time. You supposed to be building. You know, you got to talk to somebody that got their stuff together, man. Like, y'all talking to people that don't even get a plan. That it don't make no sense. You know,
No plan, no purpose.
Like, I ain't talking to no damn hood rat or nothing like that, or no busted chick. I'm dating up. Like, I don't know why people date down. I just don't understand it.
It's not.
I mean, I wouldn't say it's dating down, because you're saying date somebody who's at your level, and
that's why y'all got these problems, and y'all sit there and cry like, "Oh man, this," but she didn't do it. Y'all dating down. It's what y'all doing. Step your game up, man.
Well, the problem is it's not they're just dating down.
Let me say this. Get yourself together first as man, and then holler at the lady. Don't chase women, chase money, and the ladies gonna follow. And for the women, when you get yourself together, you know what I mean? Don't date no hood rat, man. You know what I mean? And ladies, stop talking to dudes and don't got themselves together.
If I can interject, I wouldn't say it's about dating hood rats. That's not what I meant, but I understand where you're coming from, and you have a point. No, what I'm saying is you have nowadays, even with men that are very accomplished, sometimes they want you to submit, but you're not really benefiting from the submission, because even if they have something going on for themselves, if they don't treat you right, if they don't feel like they have to treat you right, you know what I'm saying? You have some guys who feel like because they're successful, they can handle you any old type of way because they're successful.
You don't talk to somebody that respects you, then you feel like that.
No, it's not about me as an individual. Well. I'm speaking in general. I'm saying
You have to be successful as well, so they can't treat you any type of way.
Listen, I'm not religious, but I treat people how they treat me. And if people do that, they'll live better.
Yeah. Okay.
Fuck the sacrifice.
All right, let's hear from Hot Girl Night Owl before she goes.
Okay. I just want to say that I feel like everybody is speaking about submission, and that's something that you get when you marry. Like, I'm not going into a relationship treating some man that I'm dating like he's my husband. It's like, I don't understand how everybody has all this, oh, I want you to submit to me, oh, I want you to. It's like, but we ain't married, though. It's like those things come with marriage. Everybody uses the Bible this, the Bible that. Nobody is, y'all fornicating, so that's for one. That ain't got nothing to do with the Bible. And two, How am I submitting to a man that I'm not married to? I'm not his wife. He ain't my husband.
That's why I started off with what I was saying by saying that when you're married, you have to submit. That's what I said. I said I would never submit to a man unless I was married, because when you're in a relationship, you're not supposed to. You're supposed to. You're supposed to see what you like. I'm going to teach my daughter that same thing. You're supposed to date. You're supposed to see what you like. If you date, you see what you like in this person, what you like in this person. You're not supposed to, you're supposed to have a life. I tell women you're always supposed to have a life. Be in school, get a hobby. Even if you're married, have a hobby, have interests and things of yourself. Don't wrap yourself around a man, because then it's like they feed off of that. Like, oh, it's like she's clingy. She depends on me for everything. If she doesn't have a life, you're supposed to have a life and hobbies and interests and goals and things like that.
If they're able to isolate all of your family, all your friends, and leave you completely dependent on them, it's easier for them to control you, abuse you, and manipulate you.
True.
Yes.
I feel like that's pessimistic in a sense, though, because when it comes down to it, at the end of the day, we both need each other. We both have to kind of feed off of each other. It goes back into picking the right mate. Because if you're doing it for the right person, then it's not a problem.
Is Jazzy treating Cam Newton like he her husband? Girl, let's talk about her doing the anal sex.
Forget about
she
just her.
didn't want to do it.
But this is common. Though. This is common. I'll speak from a man that's been a man, and no matter what stage I've been in, any woman that I've been with has been submissive. She has been along with the program. To me, whatever I was doing, she was along with it. So if I was on some ratchet shit, she was bagging up for me. If I was on some righteous shit, she was getting my Bible ready and getting my scriptures ready for my sermons. You know what I mean? It didn't matter what I was doing. She was submissive. So it wasn't about whether the woman was going to be submissive or not. It was about whether I was leading her to something righteous, or I was leading her to something that was demonic, or something that was ratchet.
But question,
and I think a lot of men
did you have to ask her?
How long was that relationship? How long was that relationship?
What happened?
Uh-oh.
But I feel like a lot of men speak from a point of view to where, like, most
How
women
long was
are
that
relationship?
relationship?
What do you mean? Any relationship that I've been in,
No, the relationship
What was the
that
longest
you're talking about that you just gave an example
4
about.
years.
4 years.
I've only been in 3
with my
real
guys
relationships.
so long.
Did you have to ask the women to submit, or did they submit to you?
No, it wasn't something that we had to discuss. It was more or less they seen what I was doing and they followed my lead. So it wasn't something like, I'm like, hey, you have to do this, you have to do that. It was like, I'm doing this, babe. What do you want me to do? And then I can lay out the instruction. So at that point, it wasn't about what she is. Like, I'm questioning myself. Like, as a man, what am I really leading this woman to? And if she's not sticking with me, maybe because I'm leading her to some bullshit. So a lot of men feel like that. So when a man says, like, women
and you were this great leader, what happened?
No, it wasn't that I wasn't a great leader. The problem was what I was leading her to. Because there's great, like, Adolf Hitler was a great leader, but he was on some fuck shit.
Did you guys, I mean, what happened?
Did he accomplish what he wanted to accomplish, though? What I'm saying is, like, as a man, we have to decide what path we're leading. So if I'm leading the righteous path,
with the relationships, you said you didn't have to tell her to be submissive.
None of them were my wife.
You had this woman that was submissive. You didn't have to tell her to be submissive. So what happened?
I'd have to tell her anything. She just went along with the program.
But what happened? Why did the break up is what Nick is asking.
Okay, as a man, my problem wasn't not being able to keep a woman. My problem was, did I still want the woman? If I'm not in my purpose and I met this woman outside of my purpose, then she's not supposed to be with me anyway. So as a man, we're over here battling whether we're doing something right.
She's following your lead, and
I'm confused.
And what
I'm saying is, no matter what I do, women follow. So as a man, our battle is to decide to follow something righteous. So when you hear men speak that women always are submissive, you're talking about men that normally are used to women submissive no matter what's going on.
No,
so if you say you have to be a man, no, I don't. I can be reverse, and she's still gonna follow my lead.
Reverse. All right, let's go back to the part.
This is proof. Like, this is my life.
No, wait. We reversing. So you had a woman, you guys were together. You didn't have to tell her to submit.
It's all the women that I've been with.
Let me speak.
Okay.
You did not have to tell her to submit. She followed your lead naturally. So you had this woman who followed your lead naturally, and then you jumped over it and you start blabbering. Let's slow down.
Wait.
You had a woman. She was submitting to you. She followed your lead, and then what happened?
That wasn't the point of what I was saying.
No. But I'm asking you a specific question. What happened?
All the women that I've been with have been that way. We're not together anymore.
The woman that you gave us an example of, you said that she was following your lead.
No, that's what I'm saying. You're not listening to me. All the women that I've been with in the 3 relationships that I've been with.
I'm not asking you about all the
I think she's asking why y'all broke up, though.
Woman
She's asking why y'all
gave
broke
us
up.
the example of that she was following your lead, and you did not have to tell her to submit, and she followed your lead. What happened?
We broke up because if there was a change in my direction. So when I was doing some fuck shit, when I was on the ratchet side, if I tried to change to another side, they weren't with that anymore. That was my decision. That was my fault. When I was on the right side of it and I fell off, that's when it ended. So whenever I wasn't sticking to what I stayed true to, that's when it ended. Not
Whenever
what
you weren't being a good leader,
to.
You weren't giving her anything to submit to anymore at that point.
No, she was still submitting to. Of course, if I fix my focus and she's not with that new focus, then she's not going to stick along with it.
Yeah, you weren't being a good leader anymore.
That's like me dealing with a woman that's into astrology and into spirituality, and I say I want to be a Christian now, and she's like, well, I ain't fucking with that Christian shit. It's not because I'm a good leader. She's not with that. Are you understand?
So y'all went down two different paths.
I'm giving you an example.
They went two different ways.
I'm giving you an example. It's more or less of a changing in our direction, as opposed to just, I was a bad man or she was a bad woman. I don't really have bad relationships where I'm not with a woman and we hate each other. It's always just a change of direction, and we can stay in love because it wasn't a problem.
So basically, like y'all grew apart.
Let me just say, but if we talk about submission, isn't that if you're saying that she submitted to you, or all your relationships they submitted to you, isn't the point that you're supposed to be asking this woman to marry you? Like, what is the point of wasting 4 years of her life if you did not ask, if you didn't pop the question? I mean, what else did you want? She was submitting to you. She was doing all of these things. It's like, to me, it's crazy for you to say that, because that's time wasted. And now she ain't got no man.
It's crazier on her part than it is on his part, though. It's crazier on her part, not him. Because
why you say that?
Even before marriage. It's crazy on her part. Hold on one second. It's crazier on her part because she stuck around for those 4 years without any commitment. You're being submissive to a man that's not your husband.
Yeah.
You're doing all these wifely duties, and he has no reason to marry you, hun. That's why most of the time you guys ask these men why. Oh, if she did all these great things, and why didn't you marry her? Why didn't you marry her? It all falls down to women need to stop being a wife before they're a wife. The man is not going to marry you.
Partly I agree with that, but let me say my
giving the man the milk for free. Like, stop doing his laundry. Stop cooking for him. Stop doing his laundry. Stop doing these things. Stop moving in before marriage. Don't move in before. I don't believe
we
in
all
moving in
stretch
before
ourselves
marriage.
before a relationship. It's the same thing. Like, granted, at the end of the day, for convenience, sometimes because it's routine, sometimes because it just works for that moment. But at the end of the day, sometimes we come to a realization that person is not for us. It doesn't mean that person was bullshitting. Doesn't mean that I'm bullshitting. It just means that we're not for each other. And sometimes it takes that, because we may have a friendship, we may have a connection, we may have built rapport with each other to where we respect and we're loyal to each other, but it may just not work as far as building and having
valid point.
No, if you don't learn from your mistakes, you a damn fool. And you sitting there dating the same, and I see a lot of women doing this, dating the same thing over and over. They want to blame every man. No, it's you. You ain't shit.
You going hard today, ain't you? All righty.
I mean, real talk. We both can be dope, but we're not for each other. And sometimes we don't focus on that. We be so focused on to make somebody what we want them to be. We can't realize somebody dope in their own fucking lane. I'm dope in my lane, but we ain't supposed to be in each other's lane. But sometimes we try to make that shit work, whether it's physical attraction or whether it's mental attraction or whatever, but it's not built on purpose. And we don't have we can't separate without the bullshit and the drama. We can't separate and be like, you dope, I'm good, but we're not meant for each other. It has to be, oh, you was this or you was that or you was not. Like, why can't it be just we're not meant for each other?
I actually agree with that, because I've actually been in a couple of relationships where it didn't end because we hated each other or this person's horrible. Sometimes you just grow apart and you be like, you know what? I'm going on this path.
Hey, they saying you a red flag in the chat.
I wish you well.
They say he is a red flag.
And I feel like the issue is sometimes people will be in relationships where they're splitting paths, but they still choose to be together, even though clearly their paths are trying to like tell them that, hey, it's time to go.
I don't know. I agree with Nick. I ain't submitting to shit until you my husband.
Until you're my husband. Thank
I agree
you.
with that
That's
too.
been my biggest point ever. And also another thing is, I feel like in our generation, I'm not really sure how old everyone is. I'm 32. In our generation, what I see a lot of in our community also is women trying to be like men. Once a woman
Definitely.
realizes that she cannot be a man is a man is a man is a man is a man. Like me, I can't even stress that enough. Like I watch women in the street, in the store, raising their voice at their men, getting all ratchet and ghetto. I can never, like, I don't curse at my husband. I don't even see myself raising my voice at him like that. Like a woman should always stay within her femininity. All that cursing, that trying to puff
Some
up your
men take
chest
you
to a
out of
man.
it.
I might have to curse
Some men
sometimes. I
take
your
don't know
you
about
chest.
out of
that
your
part.
feminine. I'm not even gonna lie.
You're right, but that's why we should. Once a man takes us, once we start becoming ugly or we don't recognize who we are in the mirror anymore as a woman, we shouldn't be with that man, because a woman shouldn't be puffing up her chest to a man, like talking back, cursing, and like all that raw. Oh my God, I cannot stand it. Like that's my biggest pet peeve. I feel
Yeah,
like a
but
lot
in
of
that
women
instance,
have lost that.
I feel like in that instance, what you're saying, those men know exactly the women that they're with. I've been with my guy literally 13 years. We've been together a while. Everybody keep pressuring us to do certain things. Your relationship is your relationship. I'm engaged to my guy, and he knows for a fact that this is what he get in. It may change after we get married as far as some things that he may want, but in this is who I am. This
Well,
is
y'all was
who
grilling me
But
for
sometimes
being with
when
somebody
if
for
you
4
wanna, if
years.
you're married
Been married
though,
to a nigga for
there's no,
6
this is
years.
who I am. Sometimes you have to change. Sometimes you have to change. Sometimes you have to become a better
Carvella,
person, not just
if you
for
have
him,
it
but for
playing in the
yourself.
background,
But that's
Like
what I'm saying.
especially
Those things are for yourself.
Carvella, if you have it
Changing
playing
is for
in the
yourself.
background, mute it because we can hear the echo. Carvella.
Yeah, I can hear an echo. It's like sometimes once you change within yourself and you stop all that like yelling, shouting, and cursing and da da da. Like men don't like that, and it's not good for us either. Like
Yeah,
I've
but
been
I definitely don't raise my voice in my guy. We don't have
yeah, that's so like
drag out
classless to
arguments
me
and
and
all of that stuff. I
ratchet,
couldn't
and
be with him if
so
he was yelling at
I
me.
mean, I guess
But
I'm
yeah,
it's
ratchet
just
like
because
more
if
of
I just
somebody
don't
do
agree
I'm
with
not
some
that
gonna
type of
be
crazy stuff, I
behavior
might
at
have to raise
all
my
in a
voice.
relationship. Most relationships that are like that don't usually end up working out. It becomes toxic. If you're raising children, you guys are creating tornadoes in those children's heads in the household. They are looking up to, they're seeing you guys fighting, arguing, this and that, this and that. Like women nowadays, what I see in the grocery stores, what I see in the streets, what I see, I'm talking about puffing up their chest and acting like they could actually hit on men and be surprised. Neek made several videos about that, and I always agree with her. Like you cannot hit a man and not expect him. I'm sorry to hit you back, or like women just, I don't know. It's just this generation is just different as
So
opposed to
does
how it
this
was before.
I'm sorry, I have a question. So when you're being submissive, if your husband yells, I know you say he probably doesn't yell, but if for some reason the person yells, what do? You just shut up, or what? Like you don't have
No,
an opinion anymore, or
no. You always have an opinion. You always have an opinion. You could tell the person, if my husband is talking to me in a certain tone that I don't like, I let him know, hey, you don't, babe, it's okay. Like, it's not that serious. Or sometimes you can de-escalate a situation with your energy or how you talk back to the person. But if he's coming at you a certain way and you're coming at him a certain way, puffing up your chest back, then it's just escalating the situation. You understand what I'm trying to say? It's all about, like when we were dating at first, of course we bumped heads and we had, a lot of disagreements and things like that. I have a child from a previous relationship.
Is he
Before
ever
me, he's
wrong?
never.
Is he ever
I'm sorry?
wrong?
Is he ever wrong?
Mm-hmm.
Let's just say I'm never wrong. I'm never wrong.
Because
But
the way you sound, you say you
he's
submit,
wrong.
but then
He's
it's
wrong.
like,
He's
it sounds
wrong
like you're
sometimes.
saying
It
he's
depends.
always right, but then you're saying that you're always right. So I'm confused.
It's not that, I don't know how to explain it. Like there's times when he's wrong. There's times when I'm wrong. Me, I had to learn in my marriage when to admit when I'm wrong. I didn't know how to do that before. And now I know how to say, oh, I'm sorry, I was wrong, you were right. Like if he'll tell me about a certain person, he doesn't, think I should be around that person or a certain family member or certain things like that. He'll like give me a heads up. He'll see something that I don't see, or vice versa. And then we'll tell the person, oh no, you tripping. I've known this person for this amount of time. You're tripping. We're okay. You'll see. And then of course we admit to each other when we're wrong. We have arguments, little arguments and stuff like that. But I feel like I can't explain it. It's like overcoming those arguments have become easier over time. Once you know what the person likes, you know what the person doesn't like, you know what they accept, what they don't accept, things like that. You make adjustments. It's all about making adjustments and things like that.
Compromise.
Yeah, and maybe for us, based on his job, because he's not home all the time. He's 4 days on, 3 days off. I don't know, maybe it works for us differently. We have time to miss each other, even though I basically see him every day because I bring him food and do certain things.
So you bring him food? You bring him food every day to work?
Every day, unless he has leftovers or unless one of the guys there cooks. They have like a cook over there, one of the Spanish guys that know how to cook really well. But I enjoy stuff like that. Sometimes I cook for all of them. He enjoys stuff like that. He enjoys showing off my plates. I'm Haitian, he's Jamaican. He enjoys bringing my good Haitian food to work, showing off the stuff that I cook. I bring some for everybody else. A lot of the men there are not married. There's one woman that works there. She's the engine driver, and she's a lesbian or whatever. She's like more manly. She doesn't cook. So I'll bring food for everybody. But like I said, when he's home, he cooks breakfast for me. There's days I don't have to cook. Like my days that I don't cook is my Sabbath, Saturday. From Friday night to Saturday, I'm not cooking until Saturday sundown. He knows that. So we work around it. It's all about, I don't know, it's all about like give and take, like Nick was saying. It's all about compromise. As long as he's doing things for me to, do things back. And, a lot of people think we're crazy.
Can I say something?
Can I say something before you ask your question? I feel like the problem that women have with the submission situation is because I feel like none of the women really speak on what their men does for them. So it basically seems like how Nick said, I'm not being no slave to nobody. But I feel like there's a lot of women that don't speak about what the guy does for them as to why they submit to that guy.
They don't even see it or even notice it. And it's so sad. And sometimes men need validation just like women. It got to the point where I used to tell my husband, good job, you threw out the trash. Good. Like some men need to hear thank you. Men need to know that they're appreciated too. You understand what I'm saying? Like the fact that I don't have to pay anything in the house. I just buy him clothes, the kids' clothes, my clothes, pay our phones. He'll get new cologne. He'll get a new toothbrush. I don't have to pay certain bills. I don't have to pay, our mortgage. I don't have to pay for light. I don't have to pay for internet. I don't have to pay for cable. I don't have to pay my car note. I don't have to pay for insurance. He covers everything. We're all insured under his job. I don't even take the insurance my hospital gives me. We're all under him. Life insurance, everything. You have to make him feel appreciated for those things. You understand? That's why I don't mind bringing him a big ass plate of food. I don't mind the rubbing of the feet because he'll rub my feet. I don't mind certain things. I don't mind because he takes care of us. I didn't have that in my previous relationship with my son's father. God rest his soul. That was the toxic relationship. That was the relationship that taught me that we used to go back and forth in that rah-rah and puffing up my chest. I speak these things now because I learned, I experienced them. You understand what I'm saying? I've been through those things. That's why I can say this doesn't work for us as women. We have to learn to be women. We have to learn that a man is a man is a man, and we will never be a man. And that word sub, like Brittney Renner was saying in Meek's video, that clip where she said the word sub means under. We are under the man.
Zaza.
We will never. We come from men. We come from men.
Zaza, somebody in the chat has a question for you. Has your man ever cheated on you?
Yes. Let me tell you.
Lord.
But that's before we were married. That's before we were married. We don't know. I mean, you're cheating. To me, there's two different types of cheating, though. There's two different types of cheating, ladies. There's two different types of cheating.
Cheating is not a deal breaker? If it's
no,
physical,
it is
I'm sorry.
It depends on how. I'm going to tell you. I'm gonna tell you my opinion on cheating real quick because I'm about to go. No, I know I've spoken a lot, but I'm actually about to go. Really, I have to actually leave. But let me just tell you real quick. He did cheat on me. That's back when we were like how we met. We met in college. He came from Jamaica, and then they didn't recognize his degree, so he had to go to school all over again. And we met in school, and then we dated, got married, whatever. And he cheated on me back when we were in college. From now that we've been married, going to be 8 years, I don't know of any cheating. He doesn't give me, I mean, I have his phone. He doesn't have social media. I have Facebook, but he doesn't have social media. I don't deal with cheating.
The ones without social media is the biggest cheaters. That's how they cheat, because they don't have social media.
Huh?
The ones without social media is the biggest cheaters.
Okay, but let me tell you, right? So cheating for me, the two type of cheating. There's cheating where a man like he could go, he'll like go to the club and get super drunk, and not saying that I'm gonna forgive this. Don't just listen real quick. He'll go to the club, he'll meet a woman, he'll be wasted and not even know her name, screw her in the backseat of the car, come home, tell you about it. He's so apologetic. He's so sorry. Yeah, you're going to make him suffer before you take him back. But you might be able to forgive that one. But the cheating, for me, that is the deal breaker. Is the emotional cheating, is when a man meets a woman and he's texting her, good morning, how was your day? Do you want food? He's spending money on her. He's invested in knowing how her day is going. He's dating her. He's courting her. He's invested in her. You understand? To me, that's another relationship. I could never.
I agree with what you're saying, but physical cheating to me, so I feel like that's the biggest deal breaker because all these diseases flying around.
Me and my marriage, if he were to ever cheat on me while we're married, I feel like for me that's probably gonna be the deal breaker. But I you know why I can't say that? Because I haven't been put in that situation. We could always say, especially as women, what we will do, what we won't accept. Girl, I don't know how you accept that, because I would never do. Listen. Until you're in a situation, sometimes you do not know what you would do. And if a man cheats on you, sometimes, and you have a good man that cheats on you, sometimes, ladies, y'all gonna drag me for this, but you have to see what you did wrong as a woman too. He's wrong. What you did wrong I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why. I know it sounds crazy.
You could do everything right and they still cheat on you. What are you talking about?
You're right. I'm not talking about.
You can literally do everything right and they still cheat on you. What are you talking about?
Yes, you can. You're right. You're right about that. You're right. He's wrong. I didn't say excuse him. It's your fault. Oh, what did you do wrong? I'm not saying that. But we also have to check ourselves as women too. We have to check ourselves as women too. What could we have done different? Maybe we were neglecting him. Maybe we weren't being supportive. Maybe he was crying out to us for. There's a lot of sometimes. Listen, sometimes you can think you're doing everything right. And you being selfish, you're not doing everything right. Sometimes you think you are, but you're not. And I'm sorry, but none of us are perfect on this earth. None of us are perfect. None of us. And let me tell you something. Your own mother and father could betray you. Your own children could betray you. So you could never, no matter how much you love a person, you can never put nothing past nobody.
That's true. But you also have
I'm out, you guys. It was